guys, welcome to this vlog. By the way, I am Rotchell and Ortiz from Bachelor of Science in Nursing. For today's video, I'm going to share or talk about the life of Jose Rizal, which is my reflection, and the mode of reflecting that I use is the mirror. The Jose Rizal's character is a big part of his achievement, like being the ox and Gemini person. This character is very true because Jose Rizal used this intelligence to help others, like being a doctor and being an educated person and respected person. It also shows in his virtue of versatility. His character too is a big part of his journey, his life, and in his profession. When it comes to the family background of Jose Rizal, makikita natin that he was born from a wealthy family and had a comfortable life. Jose Rizal is surrounded by well-educated people, especially his parents, and one of the reasons of his intellectual development is because his mother, and no doubt why Jose Rizal is an intelligent person. And also, ang kanyang ama is a prosperous landowner in a sugarcane plant, and some of the Jose Rizal's kin is occupied a high government position. Rizals have everything, the intelligence, the wealth, and he can study in the prestigious schools, and still he risked his life like writing a novel or a poem and more, even though he can live in a peaceful way. Therefore, the love of the family, the support and guidance is the number one reason of who we are. The Jose Rizal is the best example that love and support from the family is a big factor that molds us and serve as the foundation of what we become in the future. And each of us have strengths and weaknesses, and this weakness becomes strength to fight and keep going. As a result, like a normal person also experiences and make it as a stepping stone to lift up himself and rise above all others. The Jose Rizal's strength is his intellectual greatness. As we all know from his family background, well educated, but his greatness was attributed to three factors: the hereditary, environmental, and the gift of God. And his inferiority complex that described a very thin child having a disproportionately big head and his frail body, that he experienced teasing by his physical appearance, and in that part of his life, instead of being dismayed or upset, his emotional intelligence is very strong, in which his inferiority complex did not bring him down. Instead, he used it as an inspiration to strive and make himself a better version. And this is a big lesson for the Filipino to always reflect for ourselves and don't let anyone to brag you down or feel you that you are inferior because of your appearance. Furthermore, inferiority is not mean that you have the limitation or the boundary to pursue of what you become. Like Jose Rizal is not a hindrance to stop him, in which he uses intelligence to lift up himself, and that his inferiority complex did not bring him down. From the weak frail child he became one of the tallest individual in history. Next is the educational life of Jose Rizal. For Jose Rizal always see that through education, we can elevate the countries to the highest set of glory and develop the people's mentality. And only through education, the country could be saved from domination. Jose Rizal's early education was mainly in tutorials, and one of his teachers is his own mother. Although he was naturally gifted with intelligence, Jose Rizal is fortunate enough to get a proper education that guided by his teachers. He was taught of being independent and responsible. Because of his engagement to the nationalistic activities were becoming well known. He was sent to Spain and give him the opportunity to continue his education and get the license in medicines and the license of the philosophy of letters. He is not only good in academic but also in extracurricular activities. The results life in abroad is not that easy as what I have imagined, because he experienced financial problem and give him the idea to work part-time and also to continue his study. Jose Rizal is a lesson for us that education is a great power to help ourselves, especially if we are not in our country. That's why we need to treasure and value the education, Like as a result, he never stopped learning. And as the Filipino, or to the youth, we must value education as we value ourselves and our country. At dahil sa kanyang mga sulat like novel, poem, and more, that against the rich Dominican friars who had violated their vow of poverty, he was arrested and detained for Fort Santiago, and he was deported even without any trial. And despite of the misfortune that he experienced, it never stopped him to help his country, for he was able to build home, school, and hospital, and even introduce a modern agricultural method to the Pitan farmers. Results found consolation in Josephine Bracken, and he had a faith in the Filipinos' native genius and capabilities, which can be harnessed to achieve national improvement and progress. At ang pag-asang isang araw matatamo ng mga Pilipino ang kalayaan na kanilang hinahangad. At kahit na mayroon siyang pagkakataon na tumakas, he never did it because he already given his word not to skip of the pitan, at ayaw niyang sirain yung isang salita na kanyang binitiwan. And then, siya ay natulan ng kamatayan sa Bagong Bayan and died at the age of 35. The life of Dr. Jose Rizal was his calmness and ability to think rationally, even in the most complicated circumstances. His advocacy of the Philippines' independence is by legal and peaceful way. That is why he wrote poems, novels, and more in order to fire up the revolutionary spirit of the Filipinos. He never craved for political power, but instead, he served as a catalyst that silently worked great in his own ways.